Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story of Sam in the book, How to Buy a Good Business with Little or None of Your Own Money. Now, this guy, Sam, he started a business. Now, remember, this book was written in the 1980s. So the internet back then was like TCP/IP was literally just in its infancy stages. So the internet wasn't really existing. It was the 1980s, but this book was written then. So there's different ways that we're going to approach buying a business as we do today with all the social media. But this is still a good story and it applies to today. And what it talks about is this guy started a job and he was doing $3 million a year and 200 and he was taking home a salary of $200,000 and a year in perks. Now that's a lot of money for the 1980s. And it also goes on to say that he was, he had his car, an airplane, his country club membership, and vacations to trade associations, meetings in Bermuda and the Bahamas, came to another $50,000 a year in pre-tax dollars. Okay. So there are people right now living the dream. They're older, they're boomers. They're living this way. They're styling, profiling, but they're ready to retire and exit. And now we want to find those people, but we want to find the people that are motivated. Now let's look at some of the motivation that goes on here. Okay. So Sam was making a pre-tax net profit of about 250 grand to 270 grand a year. And he also had a son that went to Harvard, but his son wanted to be a playwright. And then he also had a daughter, but she went to Berkeley. So he paid for his kids to go to college. And one wanted to be a playwright and one wanted to go into politics. So neither one of his kids wanted his company. And his company was very successful, but his children didn't want it. So that's the first challenge that Sam has. Is he has this successful company, it's doing really well, but he can't leave it to his children. So what does he do? Well, let's take a look. Basically, at this point, since he doesn't have anyone to turn the reins over to, he is wondering, well, what am I going to do? Because he's kind of mentally retired already from this business. So he likes going to the country club. He likes golfing. He goes in the office about 3 days a week. There's a lot of men and women right now living this way. Their businesses are successful. They just don't want to put in the time. They're tired. They're burnt out. They're done. In their head, they're already in the Bahamas or in Bermuda or in France or wherever you go to travel the world, right? Like that's what my parents did. They traveled the world and once they became very successful. So that's where Sam is right now. He just wants to kind of check out of his company and go, okay, let's sell this thing. So let's see what happens with Sam. Okay, so Sam, he's like, okay, I got this great business. Let's get the investment banker involved. Now, I have a partner that's an investment banker. I just got off the phone with an investment banker. So investment bankers are looking for really good deals. And they're always out there, got their eyes open. So they're going to take a look at Sam. And look what the investment banker says to him. Sam, the companies that are acquiring smaller companies are looking for rapid growth in earnings. You've already passed their stair step of rapid earnings growth. The sex appeal of the company on its way up. A company with flat earnings in a dull industry like sheet metal just isn't going to go, right? So once Sam gets rejected and dejected by several investment bankers and other advisors, then he's like, well, now what do? I have this company. It's successful. It's making money, but maybe there's other options. So he starts looking at those. And not only that, Sam is a little sad because he spent all this time building up a very successful business with lots of employees and nobody wants it. So Sam, in his frustration, decides, well, let me just liquidate this company. Let me just get rid of everything. And I'm just going to retire. I'm going to get rid of everything. The money that I do get from the liquidation, I'll be able to retire on that and live successfully. And, I'll just move on with my life for the company that I built. But Sam has a heart. Okay, so Sam, like most entrepreneurs, has a lot of things tied up in his company. It says has a significant portion of his net worth tied up in his business. Yes, he has home and he has a fully funded pension plan, but that $3 million a year business represents the bulk of Sam's worldly wealth. So he still is invested emotionally and financially in his business. And being that he wants to liquidate, now he's starting to see red flags and bigger problems. But it gets worse. Hold on a sec. Okay, so then now Sam's okay, I'm going to liquidate, but then he realized he's only going to get 20 to 30 cents on the dollar. Let's say he gets 50 cents. Let's say he gets 50 cents on the dollar. Now what's going to happen is all of the money, let's say $600,000 in assets, that just went down to 300,000. That's not good because he's worked his whole life to get to the business to where it is. So now he's starting to feel even a little bit more despondent. He's burnt out. He's at the end of the game. He wants to get rid of the business, but he's only going to get 50 cents on the dollar through liquidation. But then there's other challenges he has, and those are going to be relationships. And being this has to do with relationships, one of the problems Sam is going to have is confidentiality. He can't just let everyone know that he wants to retire, that he wants to liquidate his business, that he wants to get rid of everything, because he has 10, 20 employees. And once they found out, it's going to roll out throughout the whole company. People are going to start putting out their resumes. And some of these people he's built long-term relationships with. You know, after 20, 30 years owning a company, you not only make really good friends, but you watch them have children, grandchildren, and you might even become the godfather or godmother of some of the people that work for you. I mean, you've really invested your whole life in this business. So when people like us come to the Sams of the world, we are coming in as the hero, but we need to understand the full story. So not only is Sam going to liquidate, he has a confidentiality problem. He can't let anyone know. And with his employees, what's going to happen with them? Well, it gets a little different. So check this out. Okay, so now Sam's going to let his employees know, hey, we're going to shut down the business. We're going to liquidate. And a lot of employees, he's like, I'm going to give you a good recommendation. So some of them he's going to take care of financially. Other ones he's just going to let go. People are going to start jumping ship. But some of them, you know, let's say he doesn't even have a use it or lose it plan written up for all the vacation pay. Well, then all of that money by law that he has to pay, that's going to come out of his compensation that he gets from his assets from the liquidation. Okay, so not only is he getting 50 cents on the dollar, he also has to pay out of that money and take care of all the employees. So now he's getting desperate. He's like, I don't even know what to do now. The investment bankers won't take a look at me. I don't really have any advisors. And when I go this other route, it's really going to everything I put all my money into and my life and my desire, even though I created this wealth, it looks like I'm going to lose everything, and it's better to just shut everything down, not even sell it and walk away and just not deal with the stress than to move forward. But there's more that goes on, not just the employees. Not only are the employees going to leave, but the employees are going to do something that anybody would do in this situation, and they're going to take all of that proprietary information. They're going to take the customer list. They're going to take their relationships with them. So they're going to go to the competition. Some are going to get recruited. Some are going to leave. Some are going to put out their resumes, and they're going to take all of Sam's relationships with them. So all of the customers that have helped Sam out over the years, even when Sam struggled, some of the purchasing agents and some of the companies and some of the CEOs and presidents of the other company said, look, Sam, we're good friends. We've been working with you 5-10 years. We're going to help you out because you're in a struggle right now. All of those relationships, all of those customers, they're going to start opening up their doors and their eyes and saying other people need to come in, and we can't work with Sam anymore. So we have to take our business elsewhere. So not only is Sam looking at this whole thing of liquidation taking a year, now he's losing his customers, he's losing his employees, and it gets a lot worse because there's other things that we need to look at in Sam's life that are going to be the downfall of everything he's worked so hard for. So now Sam needs to connect with his vendors. Some of them, which give him net 30, net 60, net 90 terms. Okay, once they find out that Sam's liquidating, they're going to go, wait a minute, we got to look at all of the invoices that we have out there, and we need to make sure that Sam's up to date. So then now they're going to change their terms. They're also going to say, well, we need to keep ourselves in business. This guy's no longer a preferred customer of ours. So we're going to have to find out who is the one that's going to keep our business running. Since Sam's going out, he's no longer preferred. So if he needs some material or he needs something for the next year, they might say, well, we got that to someone else because you're going out of business. So the relationships, everything in Sam's world is changing, all because he wants to retire. Now, one thing you could say is, well, it's the kid's fault. They should just take over the business. That's why we're looking for motivated sellers. And there's various reasons. This is just one scenario of why one could be motivated. But we also want to look at what are all the things going behind the scenes in order to where we can come in as the hero and help and make a difference. Okay, now that we know that it's going to take the employees, it's going to take the customers, it's going to take the vendors. Okay, now here's the most important part, your spouse. So Sam's spouse, okay, is going to take the hit too, because not only is it going to be financial, but it's all the perks. It's going to be the company car, the memberships, the travel, the going around the world, all of those perks that you get, at the country club, right? The trade associations, everything that comes with it, he's going to lose all of that. And it says here, he tries to provide those for himself out of his fully funded pension plan. He's going to find that he's paying for them with after-tax dollars instead of pre-tax dollars. The $50,000 perk package is going to cost Sam, the retired man, $100,000, when it costs Sam, the business owner, only $50,000. So now he's seen that a lot of the perks that he used to got, they just doubled. So not only is he going to get 50 cents on the dollar through liquidating his business, all of the perks he got, they just doubled, right? Health insurance, a lot of that stuff. A lot of this stuff goes away. So we need to look at what's really happening in a business and how we can help the people, the Sams of the world, make it through all this. So this is what the solution is with you as a business buyer. And I'm just going to read out of the book. It says, Sam, not only am I going to see you get the full $600,000 value of your net worth of this company, but I'm going to show you an upside of another 400 grand. As for your customers, I'm going to keep them. I want your customers. That's why I'm buying your business. Your employees, I'm going to keep them all. I want your solid, trained organization. I'm not interested in four walls and a roof. Your suppliers, I'm going to keep your suppliers. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I don't want to go through the time and effort to build up a good credit rating. And I want your suppliers, and Sam, the best news of all, I'm going to show you a way that you can keep most of your perks. So not only does this take care of the relationships of the children that he's a godfather to, right? Because once he liquidates, he's still going to keep those relationships going. Not only are the employees going to be able to stay and take care of their families, right? But also the customers, the vendors, everything. But Sam's marriage is not going to experience the stress because they're going to be able to keep all the perks. And you, as buying the business, are going to be able to provide that and have that conversation and show Sam, this is why you want to work with me. This is why you want me to buy your business. And these are the reasons. And you're going to show them how you could do it with no money out of pocket by yourself because of the way that this book teaches you. So this is just one story. It's a very dramatic story, but it's a very good story. It's very important that you understand when you're going out there and you're finding motivated buyers, you need to realize there's a whole story to why they want to sell. And when you find that story, and when you realize that by asking the right questions, then you're going to be able to make a powerful difference in their life, save the employees, save the business, be the hero, and now you're an owner of your own business, and you're getting the same perks that Sam has, and you can start living the dream you've always wanted to live. So this is a great story. This is just another little tip from your Uncle Sean. Stories, building getting in contact, finding motivated sellers, and making a difference. That's what we're all about as Business Buyers Academy. So again, click the button to learn more, and we'll see you soon.